What is the weirdest thing you've heard or had happen to you while using a public restroom? NSFW. I walked into a public bathroom at a beach and found a big bearded guy nervously staring at the ceiling above the stall while using the only urinal. As I stepped past him toward the stall, he screamed, "Stop!" Since his hands were full of D, he could only gesture upward with his head. I looked up and saw a very large pigeon sitting in a nest in the corner. With a super thick Slavic dialect, bearded guy says, "Never trust a mother bird." He washed his hands, still staring at the nest, and backed out of the bathroom. When I was a kid, my parents worked in a university as professors, and I would go to their offices after school until they finished work and we would go home. Importantly, the men's and women's bathrooms were right next to each other. And they had the type of ceilings which are tiles resting on a grid-type metal grid. One day, I was about 10 years old, I went to the bathroom. I was sitting on the toilet in the stall and for some reason looked up, directly over my head. There was a guy looking down at me. He had climbed up from the men's side, removed the ceiling tiles, and was peeping at the female college students as they went to the bathroom. Apparently I was the first person that looked up. When I was younger, high school age, I had been constipated for a few days. I got the urge while I was in the mall and went to the bathroom. It was empty when I got there and was having a rough time pushing this meteorite out. Then I hear some people walk in, a man and a woman talking, then they started making out. Now I was a pretty shy kid, so I tried hard not to make noise and be noticed. Next thing I know I can see through the crack in the stall that the girl is taking off her pants. I guess it escalated to the point where I was getting nervous, which caused the giant shit I was trying to take to rock it out. They of course noticed, and she says, "Oh shit, someone's in here," then they rushed out. Nice constipated cock blocking my dude, haha. Au contraire, their love was a beautiful laxative that cleansed the bowels of a man in pain. This girl was moaning in the stall next to me, and I assumed she was masturbating, so I walked by without looking. She called out help. It turns out she was moaning in pain and she was having a medical emergency. I called an ambulance. I was pooping and let out a really violent fart, and someone outside said, "Bet that burned," and he sounded like Larry the Cable Guy. There was hot water in the toilet. Not that I directly touched the toilet water, but the whole thing was radiating heat. Edit for those who are curious. It was in a hotel lobby in Jacksonville, Florida. Pretty sure it was just hooked up to the hot water line instead of the cold. It was too hot to be warmed by the weather. The pipes leading to it were covered in condensation because the AC was on. The toilet refilled with hot water after it was flushed, so I doubt it was mop water. Someone was taking a shit and eating and talking on the phone. I was disgusted and impressed with the multitasking. I experienced something similar. I had a very spicy lunch at work. By the time I got off of work, in Chicago traffic, it finally hit me. I desperately got off on the nearest exit, took an extra 30 minutes to get to a 8-minute drive to a ramp for anyone not lucky enough to experience the traffic. Basically about to shit my pants, I get to the nearest gas station. I come into the women's bathroom praying for no one to be in there, since it wasn't about to be pleasant to be in the same room. Come rushing in, and find a lady at the mirror. No biggie, she's about to leave, right? No. I sit down and start to do my business. It was not silent, both in sound nor smell. But I still hear her at the mirror, and there was a smacking sound almost like her doing her mascara. No biggie, she'll get the hint and leave soon. Right? No. I continue. Still there. I finish and come out of the stall to her hunched over the sink, on her phone, while snacking on mini sausages. This bitch was full on enjoying herself while I was violently blowing up the bathroom. She acted completely unfazed, moved out of my way when I needed to wash my hands, and continued to stay in the bathroom when I left. Still on her phone, still eating. Edit. Whoa. Thank you to my fellow friends for the Wholesome Award into silver. Super cool. Edit 2. You guys are rad. I never had this kind of love. Glad my story made your day. Edit 3. Apparently I'm the only one with a mascara that makes a smacking popping sound when I use it. Lol. To those confused, it makes a sound when you first pull it out due to the suction, or when you put it back in due to the air being pushed out, the sound of the liquid. Another analogy would be the sound a lipless would make. The reason why I thought this in the bathroom is cause I had no other logical reason as to why there was a smacking sound in a bathroom, and wasn't expecting someone to be eating. Lol. Hope this clarifies. Someone thanking Jesus out loud after every splash. Sploosh, and that one was for you, Jesus sploosh, for dying on the cross. My sister always believed in the importance of teaching her son, even from a young age, to use the correct terminology for genitalia. There was no "that's your pee-pee" or "those are your privates." It was always "that is your pen." So the day before Christmas Eve we are doing some last-minute shopping. My nephew was mostly potty trained at this time, but still wore a diaper just in case. She goes off to do some shopping, and I take him to the washroom for a change as he has had an accident. As I'm wiping him clean, he screams bloody murder in a washroom full of people. "Auntie, don't touch my pen." I was fucking mortified, worrying that people are thinking I'm molesting him. So I say loudly, yet kindly, "We have to make sure you're clean." I've never been so embarrassed in my life walking out of that stall. And to top it off, I was like 19, but definitely looked younger. So my nephew screamed at me not to touch his pen in a very busy mall bathroom the day before Christmas Eve. Sitting on the toilet in a Denny's bathroom. The large plastic toilet paper holder was just missing the cover, so when I pulled on the toilet paper roll, it fell off and rolled perfectly under the stall wall and fell over right behind the feet of a man standing at the urinal next door. The man must have seen it because I instantly hear him say, "Oh, I got it. Thanks," I said, expecting him to finish his business then help me out. What I did not expect was for him to bend down to pick it up right then and there, but not how one normally bends down. I can guarantee he was midstream when he leaned over backwards like fucking Neo in the Matrix. I see his legs bend forward, then see his hand reaching down behind him. He bends over far enough to grab the roll, stream still going. It was a urinal with water in the base, so I could hear it. He grabs it and perfectly rolls it back over to me, gives a thumbs up, then stands straight up again. Unfucking real. Edit. I told this story at an open mic stand-up once, which was being held in a small local theater. I tried to get the stage manager to lower the curtain to about my knee height so I could stand behind it and give the proper visual. The stage manager didn't do it, and it sorta killed the bit. I'm glad my internet friends get me. I was out drinking one evening. Went to go to the bathroom and there were 3 ladies blocking the guys' bathroom. They told me I couldn't go in. It was the only bathroom in the place and I had to piss bad. I waited about 20 seconds, then pushed past them. As I walk in, there is one dude at the end of the line of urinals, with his D out, not facing a urinal. He's giving it a pep talk saying things like, "Come on bud, you can do it, and don't let me down again." I take quite a long piss, and he keeps talking to his dong the entire time. I exited the restroom and told my buddy what happened. He had to see it for himself, so he went to the restroom. Same girls outside trying to stop him and same dude in there still trying to sweet talk his wang into doing something. Edit. Lots of speculation about this man pen going on around here. Edit. For everyone saying shy bladder. I'm not sure how facing the entrance with your D in hand and talking it is going to help. Every stall was open. Just go squat. Was pissing at a urinal and the guy next to me said, "Don't judge me, I'm a grower not a shower." I mostly ignored him, then he asked me if I wanted to buy some weed from him. But before I could answer, which would have been no, he said, "Well, it isn't real weed, it's fake weed, doesn't actually get you high. It's what I smoke when I'm practicing guitar. Keep it weird, Austin." Not necessarily a public restroom. I worked at a financial company with over 2,000 people in one office. There are around 10 different bathrooms in the building, all with multiple stalls urinals. Anyway, I was on my break and ran to the bathroom to relieve myself. I saw someone in one of the stalls because feet and doors were closed. As I walk up to the urinal, I hear the guy sneeze. I say, "Bless you," like people do for some reason. Guy in the stall hits me back with, "That wasn't a sneeze." I just left and went to a different bathroom.